put two, oh, you haven't got two blues red, you've got a green, a blue and a red on. Can you do that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, we're going to do a little bit of footwork just to start. I'm just going to record it. I forgot to record it last week, so I'm going to record it this week.
Recording in progress.
Cool. All right then, so if you start foot bar up, and a little bit of footwork to start with, so if we get ourselves down, and we're going to come onto the carriage with our feet and knees hip distance apart, just a little bit of a warm up first. And then I want you to start to push the carriage out and back in again. And we're just going to get our legs a bit warmer. And back in again. So just a nice smooth ride. Make sure you're not bobbling the carriage around. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. And just focus on that nice deep bend and straighten out. Good. Alright, so we're going to do it 4 more times. Good. And back in again. So just make sure your toes are pointing up to the sky and you're finding the beginnings of that lower back imprints. You start to pull your belly button in nice and tight. Last 3. Good, well done. Push it out for 2. Lovely. And then last one, push it out for 1. Alright, now when you come in, can you hold your post or shoulder rests and just take some windscreen wiper legs out. So a little bit of twisty business to start with. Just wake the spine up. So keep your shoulders down and your elbows out. Good, well done. Just roll it out for your spine. Last 3. Good, well done. Last 2. Lovely. And then last 1. And then if you come back to the middle, put your arms back on the carriage and put your heels back on the foot bar. Lovely. All right, squeeze your bum cheeks tight. Engage your core, push the carriage out and back in again. So you're just going to find that flow again through the legs. Squeezing into the glutes on the way out and on the way in. We're going to press it out for 5. Good, well done. Push it out for 4. Good. Breathe in, breathe out. Last 3. Good, well done. So just a nice lot of focus on the legs to start with. And then if you stay out on the next one, so you've got straight legs. Good, we're going to point the toes over the foot bar, flex the feet, and then bend the knees and come back in again. So a little bit of footwork. So push, point the toes, flex the feet and bend your knees. Again, push it out, point the toes, flex the feet, bend your knees. Good, 2 more then. So push, point, flex, bend, return. And last one, push it out again, point, flex, bend and then return. Right, on the next one, stay out and just point and flex your feet, but I really want you to focus on the toes pulling back towards your head. So you're really focusing on that nasty little pullback. Good, well done. 5 more. Good, 4 more. So always start a bit of footwork. Last 3. Good, last 2. And then last 1. And then if you come all the way back in and then hug your knees in this time. Take a little rock out from side to side. And then take a nice big circle around your lower back. So your arms are circling your legs out. And then we're going to change direction on that as well. So change it out and circle it around. Alright then, last little bit of footwork. Can you go tippy toe wraps? Heels high. And then push the carriage out with a tiptoe heel high lift. And then push it back out again. So just going to come in and out. Good, focusing on that smooth ride, making sure that your carriage is running nice and smoothly. Good, we're going to press it out for 5, back in again, push it out for 4, good, back in again, lovely, push it out for 3, and back in again, last 2 then, press, and return, and then last one, lovely. Alright, then if you push out 1 more time, and drop your right heel underneath the foot bar and just have that nice little release underneath the foot bar with your foot. Good, now lift up and change sides and drop the left heel under and just check that one out. Lovely, then lift up again and change sides again. So just working through these feet. And then lift up again and change sides again. Good, and then we're going to alternate the heel lifts and drops for 10, highs and lows for 9. Good, just pedal through the legs, just nice and narrow with the legs, so your knees are always going to be pointing up to the sky, no matter which foot you're doing. Last 5, last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1, and then draw the carriage all the way back in and hug your knees in. And again, just have a little squidge in, a little squeeze in. Good, maybe flex your feet, so grab the bottoms of your feet in a proper squidge in tight. For 3, for 2, for 1. Now put your feet back on the foot bar, drop your knees down to the right hand side, and then extend your left arm out. Can you rotate your hands It's a little bit of hand stuff today, like on our hands. So just roll out your wrists, so you're kind of making circles with our wrists. Then maybe make a fist and circle your fist around as well, and just get that forearm kind of worked a little bit warmer. And then come back to the centre. Change side, drop your knee to the left this time. Extend the right arm out. And then rotate that wrist again. Make sure your shoulders sat on the carriage and your arms nice and stretchy out to the side. And again, make a fist and do the same circles with a tight fist. And just kind of think about what that forearm, the elbow even, and the bottom of that arm feels like. Good, back to the centre. Take the soles of your feet together and then just flick your arms out into cactus. And then can you do a little bit of an arch in your lower back, so arch your spine away. And then I want you to flick your hands over, squash your back flat and squeeze your knees together. Good, then we're going to open the knees, arch the spine and flick back. So a little bit of rotated cuff kind of work, so just flip it over, squeeze your knees and squash your back, and then arch it away. So a little bit of open and closing with the body. So you're going to breathe in when it's open and breathe out when it's closed. So squash your back flat on that one and then arch it away. So a nice big arch and imprint with the lower back, with the knees opening and closing and the hands flicking over. Good, last couple then, just like free it all off, easy. Good, then last one, flick it out. Good, and then flick it over. All right, little squeeze in, last little bit of squidge. Ace. All right then, can you get yourself up? And we're going to start in mermaids, all right? So you're going to put the foot bar down. And you need just one blue spring.
One blue?
Just one blue.
Yeah.
Got it? All right then, if you swing round and face me, what leg is against the shoulder rest? Can you flick your legs the other way? So you've got, what leg is that on you?
Okay.
So that leg that's against the shoulder rest, is that your left leg or your right leg?
Left.
Okay. So you're going to put your right hand on the footbed. Got it? All right. So all I want you to do to begin with is just take a nice big deep breath. Exhale, we're going to push out and over. Good. Now come back in again. So immediately I want your arm to be straight. I want you to make a straight line from your fingertip to the side of your hip. So we're trying to find a bit of space. Good, that's better. Good, and back in. So you're trying to keep a little gap between your ear and your shoulder. So instead of taking your arm over like that, try and extend it like that. Good, and back in again. So we're doing it 3 more times. That's nice. Good, and back in. Now try and get your armpit a little bit lower. So you push the carrot, that's better. Good, and back in again. So we're going to do it 2 more times. Press it out, just finding a bit of space. And back in again. And then last one, exhale, press it out. Good, and inhale, return. Now when you're in this time, grab the front shoulder rest with your left hand. Reach the right arm up. Good, and I want you to reverse the lean, so you're going over the other way. I know there's not a lot of action there, but it's going to happen. All right then, put your right hand down again, and then stretch out. So we're going to add those 2 things together. So one here, come back in again, grab the post or the shoulder rest, and reverse it. Good, nice work. So just a little bit of side opening, so over the top. Good, back to the centre, and then side open. Good, and again, so twice more then, so exhaling as we go over, find that nice straight line, inhale here, and then exhale, reach. Good, last one then, so take the right hand down and stretch the left arm over. Good, back in again, and then do a nice side reach. Alright, now for a couple, just sweep the left arm forwards and tap the top of the footbed. Good, now rotate the left arm behind. So instead of going to the sky now, you're going forwards to rotate, just to stretch your spine and twist it. And then last 2, exhale, push it out again. And inhale, bring it back. And then last one, exhale, take it out again. And inhale, bring it back. Now when you're in, can you turn both hands round onto the footbed? Super. Alright, then we're going to do a straight arm press out and a straight arm return in. And we're going to do a little bit of combination work here. So just keep the carriage moving in and out. Exhaling to press it out and inhaling to bring it back in. Good, one more like that, I'm going to add something on. Good, and back in. Now, when you do it this time, do a press up first. So down, push it up, and then push it out. Good, so we're finding a lot of space in the back today. So we're going to press up, down, push it up, and then push it out. Good, and back in again. So press up, down, push it up, and push it out. And then last one like that then. So press up, down, push it up, and push it out. Good, now work with me on this one. We're going to press up, down, we're going to push out low, and then we're going to come in high. Nice. Alright, so press up, down, push out low, and come in high. So just a little bit of squiggly stuff on this footbed at the end here. Good, and then last one, press up, down, push it out, and straight line in. Now I'm going to change it again. So work with me, press up, down, push it out, stay low, and then lift it up. Good, alright, so we're going to press up, take it out, in, and up. Lovely, last one then, press up, down, take it out, in, and up. Now, before we do anything else, put your right hand back on the middle of the footbed and turn back to the side again. Alright, so we're going to add a little bit of leg extension into this. So, go back to your leans over like this. Beautiful, and then come back in. And the next time you do it, I want you to extend the left leg out at the same time. Stretch it. Good, now come back in. So you've still got to get this armpit to drop down to give you space to extend the leg. Beautiful. And again, so we're going to take it out, really nice straight arm, and then we're going to come back in, and then one more, we're going to push it out, nice straight line, side kick position, and back in again. Alright, now the next time you do it, stay out, hold it. Good, now keep the carriage still, send the elbow to knee high. So carriage is out and you squeeze in, the carriage is right out on your arm. Good, then we're going to push back out to a straight line, and then you're going to bring the carriage all the way back in. So you've got to hold it out with a nice locked arm, okay? So we're going to push the carriage out, sweep it over the top, stretch, find that straight line. Good, elbow to knee comes in, push it out again, and then come all the way back in. See if you can get your armpit a little bit lower. So we're going to press it out again, find a straight line. Good, elbow to knee, keep the carriage still, back out again, and then come all the way back in and fold back to mermaid. Last one then, push it out again, stretch it out, elbow to knee in, good, back out again, and then come all the way back in. I'm going to add one more thing onto this, alright? So, big deep breath, exhale, push it out again, straight line. We're going to go elbow to knee and back out. Now, when you bring the carriage in, I want you to sweep the left leg forwards. Good, then sweep it back to your straight line, and then refold back into mermaid. Got it. Right, two more like that. So we're going to push it out, so we're just layering up today. Elbow to knee comes in, push it out again, sweep the leg forwards, the other arm can sweep back. Good, then sweep back out to straight line. Good, and then come back in again, and you've got one more. So big deep breath in, push it out to your straight line stretch. Elbow to knee to the sky, back out again, sweep the leg forwards and the arm past the leg, sweep it back out again to a straight line, and then refold it and come all the way back in. Got it? Nice. Alright then, we're going to stand up now, we're going to come up. We're going to come the same side of the reformer that you've just been working. Oh, I'm just going to take the top off and bake in. Right then. Alright, first things first, I want your left foot on the floor and your right knee on the carriage. Are we good? Yeah. Alright, so all I want you to do to begin with is just a little reverse lunge and then kind of come back in again. So we're going to take a nice big deep breath and reverse lunge out. So we're going to press it out. Good, and come back in. So sit nice and heavy through this left leg. Good, and again. So hinging forward with your back straight, and exhale, press it out. Good, and inhale, come back. Good, last one like that then. Press it out again. Good, and back in again. All right, now we're going to grab a weight. All right, two weights actually. Let's squeeze to start with. We'll see how we get on. Alright, so you're going to put your right hand on top of the weight on the foot. God, they're big, aren't they? Alright, then we're going to take our carriage out and take the left arm down towards the floor. Good. Now when you come in, I want you to row up to your hip. Good. Then we're going to take it out again and take it down, slightly in front, and then row up to the hip. Good. So we're going to go down for 3. So make that C-shaped pull back into your shoulder. Beautiful. Good. Take it out again, down, and then pull it up again. Breathe. Last one I'm going to add on. Okay, so we're going to go down. We're going to come into the row. Now pull both weights up to shoulder height, and then shoulder press lift. Good. So we're going to add it together. Come back down. Right hand on the footbed. Left arm goes down as you row. Good. Come up towards your hip bone. Squeeze. Flip your hands up to your shoulders and press up to the sky. Good. Off we go again. So the right hand comes down. The left arm slightly forwards. Good. Push the carriage out. Come in. Row. Flip. Pull. Good. Sky high straight. Come back in again. Good. 3 more. So down to your row, slightly in front. Pull up to your hip. Good. Flip. Good. Shoulder press lift. Breathe in, breathe out. Last 2 then. Take it out and down. Good. Up to your row. Squeeze. Good. Squeeze those arms back up. Push back up to the sky. Good. Then last one. Work with me. We're going to do 3 rows at the bottom. So slightly in front to your hip for 1. Push it out again. Slightly in front to your hip for 2. Good. Slightly in front to your hip for 3. And then flip it up and do 3 shoulder presses for 1. Good. Back down again. Push it up for 2. Back down again. And then last one. Good. And then the weights can go down for a couple of seconds. Nice. Right then, have you got a mat close by?
Yes.
Can you get, I should have said this, sorry. I want you to put something on your footbed, because if it's anything like mine, it's like a gravelly sandpaper.
Yes, please.
Alright, we're going to do some side bends. So we're going to put our right elbow on the footbed on the mat. Turn to me. Alright, I want both feet to begin with on the back post. Both feet on the back shoulder rest. Lovely. Alright, I want you to make sure that your elbow and your shoulder are lined up. So all you've got to do to begin with is keep your knees down, just watch one, and you're going to lift up to a side bend. So the carriage will go out a little bit, and then when you come in, your knees will bend back out in. Good. So as you push out, straight through the spine, beautiful, and then back in. But you've got to keep the elbow and the shoulder lined up. So you're pushing your knees away a little bit, and then you're coming back in again. Good. Push it out again. Lovely. And back in again. So we're just going to do it twice more. Extend the arm up this time, just so we know to stabilise the carriage. And back in again. Lovely. And then last one. So obviously there's not a lot of tension on, so it's a bit swingy. Good. Alright, then come back in again. Now listen, take your left foot to the front shoulder rest, the top leg to the front, and the back foot, the bottom foot stays on the back one. So this time when you push out, you're going to lift your knees up and come into full side bend. Alright, so you're going to, which is why we did the half one first, because it's a bit unstable, isn't it? So, all you've got to do is push, keep your shoulder and your elbow lined up, and then come back in again and put your hips down. Beautiful. So push out, stabilise, core tight. Good, and back in again. Nice. Good, push it out again, core tight, make sure those hips are lifted, and back in. And you're going to do it twice more. We're going to open the arm up, and we're going to reach it up. Breathe back in. Good, we're going to come back out again, squeeze it out. Good, and back in again. And then last one, 3, 2, 1, squeeze it out, hold this one, lift the hips up, belly button tight for 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way back in again. Good, alright, swing your legs all the way round. Roll your spine down into the ground, or into the carriage rather. And then just hug your knees in. little bit long. Maybe rotate your feet a couple of times. Good, then switch it out. Hug the left leg and stretch the right leg out. And rotate your feet. Good. And then squeeze both knees in. Lift your head up and squeeze everything in tight for 3, 2, 1, and then release. Okay, so we're going to attempt to change that to the side. I'm just going to move the cameras round a little bit so you get the vibe the other side a bit. I don't know whether you can move your camera around, can you or not? Otherwise I'm just going to see your back. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about me seeing your back.
Oh, I see, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry.
Otherwise it's going to be all on this side, isn't it? Don't worry, if it's too much hassle, don't stress, it's fine.
No, not at all. Yeah,
And we can both see each other what's going on. Right then, okay, so we're going to mermaid the other side now. So you're going to have your right shin against the shoulder rest and your left foot on the inside of your right leg. Got it? Alright, I'm going to flip that mat off to the side now. Excellent. Alright, so left hand in the centre of the footbed. Big deep breath and push out to that straight line. Good, so I really want you to keep your arms straight when you go over. So instead of arching it like this, I want it like that. Like I'm stood there pulling your arm. So when you're there, I'm pulling it. That's much nicer. Good, and back in again. So really focus on this lovely arch with the arm. Good, because it helps you when we start lifting that leg out in a minute about how low you're going down and holding it. Good, back in again. Last one then. Exhale, take it over, side stretch. Alright, now when you come in this time, hold the front post and reverse it. Good. Now come back in again, take the hand down, big deep breath, over you go on the exhale. Inhale, bring it back, front post, exhale. So just finding, I know it's really tight in there, but just have a little concentrate on finding the spaces in your ribs and the side of your body. So we're just reversing it. Back in again. Good. So always in Pilates trying to counterbalance, alright? And we're going to counter work all the time. So exhale over and inhale return. So we'll do it twice more. Take it out and over. Good. And back in again. And then last one, squeeze it out and over. Good. Alright, now put your hand down. This time sweep the arm forwards. Rotate, tap the top of the footbed, bring the carriage in and take the arm behind you. So we're starting to twist your spine because the next little section, those press-up sections where your arm twisted, alright? So we're just kind of sending a few messages that you'll actually have to twist your body out in a minute. Last two, push it out. Don't forget to keep pushing out nice and low. And then last one, push it out again. Good, and then come all the way back in. Alright then, take both hands onto the footbed. Good, so you're rotating round. Straight arm press out for 3. And I want you to really note what this side of your body feels like. If it feels different to the other side. Alright, so tighter or less tight. So we're going to take it out. Good, and back in again. And then last one, take it out again. And back in again. Alright, now work with me. The carriage is in. I'm going to do a press up down, push up, and then push out. And then come back in again. So we're starting this little combo stuff. So press up down, straight up, and then out. Good. Then you're going to do one more like that. So we're going to press up down, lift it up, and push out. Lovely. And then I'm going to change it again. So this time, press up down, push out low and come back in high. Good. So press up down, push out and come back in high. Good. One more like that. So press up down, push it out and come back in high. And I'm going to change it again. So we're going to press up down, push out low, stay low, come back in and then push up out of your press up. So 2 more like that. So press up, push out, stay low, come in, and then push up. And then last one, press up, down, push out, stay low, and then come all the way back in again. Really nice. Alright, then put your left hand back on the centre of the footbed. Go back to your side reaches. And then we're going to add this leg extension. So on the next one, as you push out, your leg's going to lift and you're going to extend to a straight line. Then you're going to come back in and fold back to mermaid. So we're going to take it out and extend through to the fingertips, stretch through to the toes. So we really want a nice straight line from your right hand to your right foot. Good, nice foot. Like you're lying on the floor inside kick position. Classic Pilates move, so stretch it out. Good, and back in again. Right, we're going to add on, work into these obliques now. So push it out again, find that lovely hold, stabilise, elbow to knee to the sky. Good, back out again, and then refold back to mermaid. Lovely. Good, take it out again, over the top, straight line stretch. Elbow to knee to the sky, so the carriage, you've got to really push the carriage out and stay there, and then come all the way back in. So really make sure this arm is super straight all the time. So take it out like you locked it in position. Good, elbow to knee in. Good, out again. And then carriage in. And then we're going to do this sweepy leg thing. So add on. So we're going to press it out. Stabilise and stretch. Elbow to knee come in. Push back out again. Sweep the leg forwards as the carriage comes in. This arm's going behind it. And then going to sweep it back out again to a straight line. And then we're going to refold back to mermaid. Super. Alright, so over the top, stretch it out, reach. Good, elbow to knee to the sky, stabilising the carriage. Sweep the leg forwards and the arm backwards, so you're kind of scissoring those arms and legs. Back out to a straight line, and then refold. And I'm just going to finish off with one more. Take a big deep breath. Over the top, straight line stretch. Good, elbow to knee to the sky. Good, back out again. Sweeping that leg forwards and then finishing off by pushing back out again and then refolding your mermaid back in. Nice. Alright, well done. So if we now stand, I was going to move those weights to the other side. We just got a few reverse lunges first, but oh god. Alright then, you're going to stand up and put your right foot on the floor and your left knee on the carriage. Okay, so right foot floor, left knee carriage. Super. Alright then, all I want you to do is bend into the right leg and push the carriage out. And then you're going to come all the way back in again. Lovely. So we're going to push it out again to reverse lunge, bend into the right leg. Belly button super tight, just a hip hinge back as you press it out. So really push that heel, that right heel into the floor. So lots of messages of glute engagement. And back in again, and then just one more. Exhale as you press it out, and inhale to bring it back. Alright, then we're going to pick the weights up, and you're going to put your left hand on the way on the footbed. Super. Alright, send the carriage out and take the right arm slightly front as you press out. Then we're going to come up into a narrow row, squeeze. Good, take it out and down. And then up to narrow row squeeze. Beautiful. So imagine you're starting a lawnmower. So it's slightly in front and then you're pulling it up to your hip. Make sure the carriage goes all the way out as far as it will go and then come all the way back into the stopper. Good. Press it out for 3. Good. Squeeze up. Nice work. Take it out for 2. Really good. Really make sure that elbow comes up narrow. Squeeze. Lovely. And then last one, take it out for 1. Good, and then pull it up. Now when you're up this time, grab the weights, take them up to shoulder press position. Push up. Good, back down again. So we're going to land the left hand. Take the right arm slightly in front as the carriage goes out. Put it up to your hip into narrow row. Flip your hands up to shoulder press. Straighten the arms up. Good, back down again. Beautiful. Left hand down. Extend the right arm slightly in front. Pull up to row, squeeze into that core to stand up, push up, good, down, lovely, and off we go again, 3 more, down, good, row, squeeze, narrow, flip, use the core, good, press, return, good, hand down, 2 more, narrow, down, good, squeeze into that upper back, pull it up, push it up, good, back down again. Last one, we're going to do 3 rows at the bottom here. Push it out, squeeze it up for 1. Good. Nice work. Take it out again. Nice. Squeeze it up for 2. Good. And then really nice. We're going to do 3 reps at the bottom. Last one, pull it up. Squeeze. Nice work. So we've got to move the carriage out and in. So the carriage goes out and in for 1. Let's do it together and push it out again. Bring it in for 2. Good. And then last one, bring it in for 1. Now flip up to the ceiling and then do 3 presses up to the sky for 1. Staying focused on that straight line spine. 2. And then last one, push it up. 3. Good. And then we're going to release it all the way down. The weights can go down. Super. All right, pull your mat onto the footbed and turn so your left elbow is on the footbed. Ace. All right, so we're going to have our elbow under the shoulder. So that's the most important bit of this, okay? Our feet are going to be against the back shoulder rest together. You're going to stack the knees and stack the hips. All you've got to do to begin with is just literally push the carriage out enough for you to straight line your spine and then lift back in again. So we're doing this because you knew when you pushed your legs out earlier, it was like, woo! All right, so I just want you to focus on keeping this all nice and lined up so we know we're doing the right action and back down again. Good, press it out again. So really focus on your lower obliques. These muscles here are the ones kicking in. So you've got to pick them up. Good, squeeze. Nice, and back in again. All right, then on the last 2, we're going to open the arm up and stretch elbow to hand. You should have a straight line. And then back down again. Good, and then last one, squeeze it up, elbow to hand, straight line. Good, and then back in. All right, then, top leg, front post. Bottom leg, back post. All right, so when you do it this time, you're going to open it out and lift your knees up as well. Good, then bring it back in again, put your bum down. So a real strong press and extend. Good, back in again. Beautiful. All right, 3 more then, push it out. So you've got to stabilise that carriage. Good, back in again. Lovely. Last 2, the arm's going to sweep up to the sky. Elbow to hand, straight line. Good, and back in again. Lovely. 2 more then, push it out. Keep those hips high. Good, back in again. And then last one, 3, 2, 1, push it out. And we're going to hold it. Lift the hips, lift the hips, lift the hips. Belly button tight. 2, 1, and then come all the way back in. Lovely. All right, swing your legs round. Soz. Horrible that, isn't it? Right, swing your legs around and just roll your spine all the way down. And just have a little minor moment. Catching your breath, hugging your knees, and just doing a quick body scan. Make sure we've got still full working body after horribleness. All right, then hold the right knee and stretch the left leg out. So just have a little tiny stretch there. And then switch it and hug the left and extend the right. Good. And then come back. All right, sit yourself all the way up. I want you to change your spring to a red spring. Just one red spring. All right, we're going to do a little bit of core. So if you can get yourself all the way back down again, and we're going to come into some arm pulleys. So I want you to grab your arm pulleys to start with. We're going to use the small loops, and we're going to stretch the arms up to the sky. Hang on, I've got a twisted pulley. Hang on a little minute. Alright, so once you've got your arms up to the sky, I want you to bring your legs up into tabletop position. So legs to tabletop. Super. Alright, make sure your knees are directly above your hips and your feet are the same height as your knees. Lovely. Alright, then your hands are straight lines above your shoulders. Belly button tight, back flat. Big deep breath. Just start by exhaling to pull the arms down and inhaling to lift up. So we're going to add some little bits of naughtiness through these, alright? So basic arm pull action at the moment, not too fast and not too slow. Exhale, pull down, belly button tight. Inhale. And the next time you do it, extend one leg forwards. Doesn't really matter which leg it is, quicker. So I don't want you to get any quicker. So exhale, pull it out, lower back flat. So quite a basic move. We are going to layer up some stuff, alright, and I want you to kind of work with me. So we're going to take a big deep breath in and the last leg extension forwards. Right, now keep your legs still, but keep your arms working. So the legs are now not extending. Good, 2 more just with your arms working, belly button tight. And then last one. Okay, so we're going to add the leg extension back in, but it's going to be when your arms start to lift. So when they lift, you extend and pull through. So tabletop legs. So as your arms lift, you extend and then pull. Now your arms can work a little bit farther over the top of your head, so you get more of an extension from your fingertips to your toe when you've got that leg out. Last 4, belly button tight, squeeze. Good, inhale over the top. Last 3, squeeze. Good, inhale over the top. Last 2, squeeze. And breathe in over the top. And then last one, exhale, squeeze. Then your arms are going to go up and your feet are going to go down for a couple of seconds, alright? Have a little roll out from side to side and just make sure that back is nice and mobile. Lovely. Alright, now we're going to do a little bit of brain training as well. So a little bit of coordination work, okay? So I want you to hit a tabletop position again. So you're going to hit that tabletop. Arms up, knees up, everything's where it should be. I want you to work out which is your right arm, which is your left leg. When you've worked that out, I want you to pull your right arm down and extend your left leg forwards. And then we're going to come back and we're going to switch it out. So then it'll be left arm and right leg extension forwards, and then bring it back in again. Then switch it out again, right arm and left leg. Good, super work that is, and back in again. And then left arm and right leg. So, really want you to focus, now you've sussed it, on what the other arm and leg are doing. They've got to be absolutely dead still and they've got to be in tabletop. Exhale, pull it out, lower back flat, and breathe in. Last 4, exhale, opposite arm to leg, breathe in to come back. Last 3, exhale, belly button super tight and back flat. Finishing off with the last 2, exhale, pull it out. Good, and inhale, return, and then last one, exhale. Good, inhale, feet down, 10 seconds off, wings feet micro everything out. Really nice. Alright, one last final set of 10, and then we're diddly done, okay? So, for this last set, we're going to come back to tabletop again for the last little bit. So sort yourself out, make sure you've got a nice flat back. And the feet are not too high. Okay, again, work out right arm, left leg. Now, take a big deep breath. Extend the left leg forwards, but just drop the right arm out to the side. Good, then come back to the centre. Then switch it out, okay? So left arm out and right leg forwards. Now on this one, what I really want you to do is hold the carriage completely still. Alright, so the carriage is still. It doesn't feel like much to begin with. And then it suddenly hits the core like nothing else, alright? So really focus. What you've got to do is keep the tension on the pulley of the arm that is not moving. Alright, so you're going to hold the tension, it's like a brace, all the time for that core. So you're going to go opposite arm to leg, but the carriage is still. You're always holding that tension on the still arm. Good, nice work. So we're going to do it 4 more times, so hopefully you can feel that kicking in now. Good, last 3, exhale. Come in, really pull that belly tight, back flat. Finishing it off with the last 2. Good, and bring it back. And then last one, exhale. And bring it back. Now to finish off, pull your pulleys together. So I'm going to hold both pulleys with both arms. And I'm going to do 10 wide leg pull-throughs. And then back to the centre. Now if you can, lift your upper body as well. Good, and back. Try not to bring your legs back towards you, just try and straighten them out where they were. So tabletop and then just out wide. Good. So it's like a full crunch in. Now take your arms a little bit further over the top of your head, more like an overhead pull in the gym. Good, so overhead. So it's going to hit your upper back, your upper core, core and your lower core. It's pretty good. Last 5, exhale, inhale. Good, last 4, exhale, inhale. Last 3, exhale, inhale. Nearly there, keep going. Exhale, 2, inhale. And then last one, exhale, 1, and inhale, return, and then put your feet down and have a little moment. Are you all right? Are you still alive?
Yes.
Well done, my lovely. Very, very nice work.